Good day, my friends. Today, we continue the story of Max, a truck driver trying to survive in the tough world of freight transportation. In the previous episode, Max delivered urgent mail and documents from the Polish city of Katowice to Hamburg. The journey covered 750 kilometers, and for this job, the transport company paid him 1,967 euros. After completing the trip, Max took a day off to rest, and by the next morning, he was already heading out for a new pickup. So today, we find ourselves once again in Germany. The most profitable job available was not far from Max's parking spot, on the outskirts of Hamburg. This time, the order is a delivery of backflow preventers for water supply systems used in pipelines. The destination is the city of Szeged, located in southern Hungary, near the border with Serbia, on the banks of the Tisza River. It's one of the largest cities in Hungary, but I'll tell you more about it a little later. The distance from Hamburg to the delivery point is 1,280 kilometers, and Max is set to earn 3,777 euros for this job. As mentioned, today's cargo is a container filled with these pipeline valves, and it's a heavy load, a full 23 tons. Luckily, when Max bought his new Volvo truck, he chose a model with a 500 horsepower engine, so handling this weight won't be a problem. We'll hit the road early in the morning and cover about half the distance by evening. After that, we'll stop for rest and spend the night on the road. Early the next morning, as soon as the sun rises, we'll continue the journey. We expect to arrive in Hungary for unloading in the afternoon, around 1 p.m. local time. And just like that, we're back on the road. So, here we are on the road, and to make the time pass a little faster, let me tell you about our destination, the Hungarian city of Szeged. Szeged is a city that immediately stands out for its light, openness, and beautifully balanced architecture. Located in the south of Hungary, on the banks of the Tisza River near the border with Serbia, it has been closely connected to trade routes and life by the water since its earliest days. From the very first moments, the city gives a feeling of space and calm, where wide streets and open squares invite you to slow down and explore. If we look back at its early history, Szeged developed thanks to its advantageous location at the crossroads of important trade routes. The Tisza River played a key role, connecting different regions and supporting commerce. Over time, the settlement grew into an important center for trade and craftsmanship. Merchants, artisans, and travelers settled here, creating a lively and diverse urban environment. One of the most defining moments in the city's history was the devastating flood that nearly destroyed Szeged. This event completely changed the city's future. Instead of simply rebuilding what was lost, the city was redesigned with a more modern vision, featuring wide boulevards, spacious squares, and elegant architecture. This is why Szeged feels different from many other historic cities, with a sense of openness and thoughtful planning. As you walk through the modern city, its architecture quickly captures your attention. One of the main landmarks is the cathedral, with its twin towers rising above the skyline. This impressive building not only stands out visually, but also creates a special atmosphere, especially during concerts and public events. The square in front of the cathedral often becomes a gathering place for festivals and performances, making it a lively center of city life. Continuing through the streets, you'll notice how much natural light fills the city. Thanks to its layout and wide avenues, sunlight flows freely, creating a sense of brightness and ease. It's a place where walking feels natural and relaxing, whether you're exploring small cafes or simply enjoying the rhythm of everyday life. Szeged is also known for its vibrant cultural scene. The city is home to one of the largest universities in Hungary, which brings energy, creativity, and a youthful spirit. Throughout the year, various festivals, theater performances, and musical events attract visitors from across Europe. At the same time, nature plays an important role in the city's identity. The Tisza River creates scenic embankments where people come to walk, relax, and enjoy the surroundings. During warmer months, the riverbanks become especially lively, offering a peaceful contrast to the urban environment. The areas around the city are rich in green spaces, perfect for outdoor activities and quiet moments in nature. And of course, no visit to Szeged would be complete without mentioning its local cuisine. The city is famous for its paprika, which has become a symbol of the region. It's more than just a spice. It's an essential part of local culture, adding rich flavor and character to many traditional dishes. In the end, Szeged is a city that combines history, renewal, and comfort. It may not impress with the scale of a large metropolis, but it leaves a lasting impression through its harmony, light, and atmosphere. It's a place that reveals itself gradually, through its streets, its architecture, and the quiet sense of warmth that stays with you long after you leave. That was our little virtual tour of the destination. If you enjoyed it and learned something new, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Max's channel. He would really appreciate your support on this challenging journey on the road. Thanks in advance, and now, Max continues his journey. And here we are. We've arrived in Szeged, a major city in Hungary. The container with the water system equipment is now being unloaded at the logistics warehouse, and Max can finally take a short rest after the long drive. Today, our driver earned 3,777 euros for this delivery, which means another successful day and one more step closer to his goal. After deducting all additional expenses for fuel and road costs, Max's total balance now stands at 6,685 euros. At this point, Max owns a brand new Volvo FH6, a 2026 model, along with his own curtain-side trailer, and he still has a bank loan of 120,000 euros. But he's not giving up. He continues moving forward on his path to success. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more exciting adventures with Max on the road, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications. Trust me, it only gets more interesting from here. New deliveries and new challenges are waiting just around the next corner. Don't miss a single episode of this journey. Stay with us on the road.